Davante Adams, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in recent NFL history, has finally opened up about what he calls the biggest mistake of his professional career, leaving the Las Vegas Raiders for greener pastures elsewhere. In a revelation that has sent shockwaves through the league and the fan base, Adams admitted, without hesitation, that his decision to depart from the Raiders was an error he regrets every single day. The interview, which quickly went viral, captured a side of Adams that few fans ever get to see. Vulnerable, introspective, and brutally honest. As he recounted his time in Las Vegas, Adams spoke not only about the missed camaraderie and the special bond he had with his teammates, but also about the way the Raiders' environment had shaped him into the player he is today. The moment seemed almost cathartic, as though he had been carrying the weight of his decision in silence for years, only now finding the courage to finally speak his truth. Rumors have already started swirling among insiders that this confession could reignite interest from the Raiders' front office in exploring a potential reunion, a scenario that has fans buzzing with excitement and speculation across social media platforms. What makes this admission even more compelling is the context in which it was made. Adams, who has consistently been among the league leaders in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, framed his regret not in terms of financial loss or contractual disagreements, but in the emotional toll of leaving a team that had become a second family. The story he told painted vivid pictures of late-night meetings, intense training sessions, and locker room banter that now seem almost surreal in hindsight. "I think about it every single day," Adams confessed, his eyes betraying the sincerity of his words. A rare glimpse into the human side of professional sports, often hidden behind helmets and media scripts. Analysts are already debating the long-term implications of a statement, questioning whether this admission signals a desire to return or if it is simply a candid reflection on a pivotal moment in his career. The ripple effect of Adams speaking out has been immediate, with social media timelines flooded with fan theories, insider leaks, and even playful memes speculating on the future of one of the NFL's most talked-about athletes. Adding layers to the intrigue, insiders have noted that Adams' comment arrived just as the Raiders are entering a crucial phase of roster restructuring and playoff contention. The timing has fueled speculation that his regret could translate into more than words, possibly hinting at an on-field comeback or a rekindling of relationships that were abruptly severed when he left. Team executives are said to be monitoring the situation closely, with sources hinting at private conversations that could be underway, all behind closed doors. Fans have taken to forums, podcasts, and live chats, dissecting every syllable of Adams' admission, parsing out whether there is a genuine opening for negotiation or if this is merely a heartfelt reflection that will remain in the realm of discussion rather than action. The entire NFL community is watching, waiting to see if this public display of remorse will translate into tangible moves, trades, or strategic shifts, all while Adams continues to be one of the most dominant offensive weapons in the league, reminding everyone that talent rarely fades, even amidst controversy or personal doubt. What makes the story resonate so deeply is Adams' eloquence in framing his narrative not as a lament, but as a human experience that any professional athlete could relate to. The public tends to see players as invincible, as figures driven solely by ambition and financial gain. Yet Adams dismantles that illusion by openly acknowledging that the heart sometimes plays a bigger role than the mind. His recollections included moments of mentorship with younger players, bonding with the coaching staff, and feeling the collective energy of a fan base that celebrated every touchdown with fervor. These anecdotes created a portrait of a man torn between personal aspiration and loyalty, a conflict that resonates beyond football into the universal human experience of decision-making and regret. Rumors now suggest that this candid interview may be just the beginning, with more behind-the-scenes revelations likely to surface, potentially influencing team strategies, draft decisions, and even locker room dynamics across the league, all centered around the enigmatic figure of Davante Adams. The reaction from fans has been instantaneous and polarized, a phenomenon not uncommon in the high-stakes world of professional sports. While some applaud Adams for his honesty and bravery in admitting a professional misstep, Others criticize him for stirring speculation and uncertainty about team dynamics. The social media landscape is ablaze with hashtags supporting a possible return to Las Vegas, while contrasting threads highlight the risk of romanticizing a past decision that might be irreversible. Amidst this digital frenzy, sports analysts and commentators are weighing in, debating not just the feasibility of Adams returning to the Raiders, but also the larger implications for the league. Could this set a precedent for other players to publicly express regrets? Would franchises need to reconsider how they manage player relationships and departures? Each discussion circles back to the same central figure, Adams, whose words have transcended mere commentary and entered the realm of cultural conversation, illustrating the profound impact that a single athlete can have on the discourse surrounding professional sports. Adding fuel to the rumor mill, several unnamed sources within the Raiders organization have hinted that the locker room has been abuzz with speculation following Adams' confession. Coaches, teammates, and executives are said to have convened informal meetings to assess the situation, weighing both the benefits and risks of potentially bringing Adams back into the fold. The complexity lies not just in contractual negotiations or salary cap logistics, but in the psychological and relational dynamics that such a reunion would entail. Would his presence uplift the team or disrupt newly formed hierarchies? Could his return catalyze a playoff push or serve merely as a symbolic gesture of redemption? Each of these questions has sparked a surge of content across podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports networks, each platform dissecting the nuances of Adams' regret and exploring every possible outcome. As this narrative unfolds, one thing remains clear. Davante Adams' decision to speak candidly has reignited the conversation about loyalty, career choices, and the human side of professional football, ensuring that fans, analysts, and insiders alike remain glued to every development. The broader implications of Adams' admission extend beyond the Raiders and resonate throughout the NFL ecosystem. Player movement, team culture, and fan engagement all stand to be influenced by the shockwaves of his confession. Analysts point out that the league thrives on narratives, and a story like this, with its mix of talent, regret, and potential redemption, captivates audiences far beyond the traditional metrics of wins and losses. Teams may now approach player retention and recruitment with added sensitivity, considering not only skill and statistics, but also emotional ties and personal fulfillment. For Adams, the revelation is both a personal catharsis and a strategic move that keeps him at the center of conversations about the league's future. Every word he spoke has been dissected for hidden meaning, every pause interpreted as a signal of deeper intentions, and every anecdote treated as a breadcrumb leading to potential future developments. The rumor mill, fueled by Adams' honesty, now operates at full throttle, with speculation, hope, and intrigue coalescing around one of the NFL's most compelling figures, creating a narrative that is as dramatic off the field as it is electrifying on it. The speculation surrounding Davante Adams' confession has ignited a whirlwind of conversations not just among fans, but within league insiders who are constantly assessing how such revelations could shift power dynamics across teams. Some analysts have suggested that if Adams were to return to the Raiders, it wouldn't just be a football move. It would be a cultural reset, a symbolic gesture showing the importance of loyalty and trust in a league often criticized for transactional relationships. The rumor mills are flooded with conjecture about potential trades, salary adjustments, and strategic plans that might need to be reconsidered if a reunion becomes feasible. Social media platforms are buzzing with mock negotiations, fan petitions, and detailed breakdowns of how Adams' skills could immediately impact offensive schemes, influence rookie development, and even alter the team's playoff trajectory. Meanwhile, other sources hint that rival teams are watching closely, aware that the mere possibility of Adams returning could shift draft priorities or player acquisitions elsewhere. The layers of intrigue deepen when you consider that Adams' public admission may have been intentionally timed, a subtle signal to keep the Raiders and league executives thinking about him, a chess move in a complex game where perception, influence, and talent intertwine in ways that extend far beyond the statistics on the field. Adding to the drama, Conversations within the Raiders' front office have reportedly become increasingly intense following Adams' interview, with discussions centered not just on his potential return, but on the broader implications for team morale and fan engagement. Executives are weighing the benefits of bringing back one of the most electrifying receivers in recent NFL history against the possible disruption to team chemistry and salary cap allocations. Coaches are said to be revisiting past game film, assessing not only Adams' individual contributions, but how his presence would complement or conflict with current offensive strategies. The locker room, meanwhile, is buzzing with curiosity and cautious excitement, as players speculate privately and publicly about what a reunion might look like. Sports journalists and insiders have begun hinting at behind-the-scenes negotiations, while digital platforms overflow with debates, polls, and fan predictions. Analysts emphasize that Adams' situation is emblematic of a larger phenomenon in professional sports, where personal regret, public perception, and team dynamics intersect in unpredictable ways, creating narratives that captivate audiences far beyond the standard game day drama. The ripple effect of Adams' admission continues to grow, extending its influence throughout the NFL ecosystem and creating a story that seems almost too compelling to be limited to speculation. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors have even begun to suggest that Adams' candid remarks might influence rookie and free agent behavior league-wide, as players see the emotional and professional costs of leaving a team prematurely. The narrative crafted by Adams highlights not just a personal decision, but a cautionary tale for anyone navigating the competitive and high-pressure world of professional football. Front offices may start factoring in emotional bonds, loyalty, and mentorship in ways they hadn't previously, realizing that a player's regret can carry weight not only in public opinion, but in strategic decision-making. Social media analysis shows fan engagement skyrocketing, with hashtags advocating for Adams' return trending globally, while podcasts dissect the subtleties of his statements and speculate on unseen factors, such as contract clauses or private team dynamics. There's an almost cinematic quality to the story, with Adams' vulnerability, talent, and regret combining to create a narrative arc that has the intensity of a sports drama, complete with tension, suspense, and potential redemption. Meanwhile, rival teams are reportedly tracking the story carefully, recognizing that Adams' situation could create opportunities for strategic advantage, whether through draft positioning, trades, or adjusting their own roster plans in response to a possible seismic shift within the Raiders. In addition to the internal league ramifications, Adams' admission has had a pronounced effect on fan culture, sparking debates, fan art, and virtual campaigns that span multiple platforms and demographics. Fans of the Raiders have expressed both excitement and concern, debating whether the nostalgia and talent Adams brings would outweigh the risks of reintegrating a player who has experienced professional regret so publicly. Analysts have noted that the media frenzy surrounding Adams is a reminder of the powerful interplay between personal narrative and sports fandom, where stories of human vulnerability resonate as strongly as on-field performance. Podcasts, YouTube channels, and news outlets dissect every phrase, looking for clues about Adams' future intentions, while fan theories suggest that the emotional resonance of his confession could pressure team executives into considering an unprecedented mid-season adjustment. Meanwhile, sports marketing teams are reportedly paying close attention, recognizing the promotional potential inherent in a player openly admitting regret, which could be leveraged to boost ticket sales, merchandise, and overall brand engagement. As the rumor continues to build momentum, one thing is certain. Adams' honesty has reshaped the conversation around loyalty, career choices, and the emotional complexity of professional athletes in ways that few other narratives have managed to do in the modern NFL. Adding yet another layer, insiders speculate that Adams' reflections could have strategic implications for upcoming league decisions, including draft priorities, free agent negotiations, and even coaching evaluations. Teams may need to reassess how they manage player relationships, recognizing that emotional bonds can influence performance, loyalty, and long-term retention. The ripple effect of Adams' confession has prompted league-wide discussions about the intersection of talent management and human psychology, highlighting the delicate balance between professional ambition and personal fulfillment. Fans continue to pore over every detail, creating intricate theories about potential trades, rumored meetings, and the likelihood of a dramatic mid-season return to Las Vegas. Analysts argue that Adams' case exemplifies the multifaceted nature of modern professional sports, where narrative, perception, and statistical analysis coexist in a complex ecosystem, each influencing the other in subtle but significant ways. The intrigue is heightened by the fact that Adams remains one of the league's most dominant receivers, meaning that any decision about his career trajectory carries real competitive consequences, not just emotional or symbolic significance. The ongoing conversation ensures that Adams remains at the center of league discourse, his every move, word, and potential decision fueling speculation and anticipation on a global scale. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.